Sairam, everyone, brothers, sisters, Sairam. Welcoming all to our online study circle for this month. So, for today, we have a very special person from Suvanjaya Center, is none other than Brother Reddy, to conduct a very interesting topic entitled Happiness and Joy. Most of us here know him very well. Okay, Brother Reddy is a Swami's instrument, and he has helped centers, council, academy in many ways with many other programs. So let us all welcome Brother Reddy to conduct our interesting study circle for this month. Over to you, Brother Reddy.
Saram, Saram, all of you. I think
Salam, Uncle.
Saram, I'm trying to get the video on. Okay. So before I start, I would anyway thank Swami for this opportunity to be with all of you this evening, and of course to Brother Murthy for this invitation to share some thoughts during this study circle, and Brother Naveen, who was up early to test the system to make sure everything is fine. So I'll go straight away to sharing the screen. Oops, it's here. Share screen. Okay, prayer is over. So this is the flyer that your center had produced. So it's the title happens to be Happiness and Joy. We'll try to make this an interactive session because you know what to bring along, pencil, paper, and so on. So which means there's some activity-based work that we all got to get together and get the study circle going. So it'll be a little bit different from what we are used to. Okay. So we'll start off with this thing. So I'm not really sure how many elders, how many children, how many teen youths are present now. But for a start, what we'll do is we need elders seated at home to hand over something that children love. Whatever your children love, hand it over to them. And as you hand over, just observe their facial expressions and notice the joy in receiving. If you could do it now, Brother Naveen, you could just on the mics on their mics so we can hear some background. What's happening in the background.
Yeah. So everyone, you're free to turn on your microphones if you are happy to give over anything that you love to your children or to the young ones in the house.
Once you have done, I need a cue to say I can move on. Just give a minute or so.
There we can see a few of them already.
Nobody to give me anything.
Nobody to give you give yourself. You're alone.
Naveen's my husband, uncle. He's in the other room.
You just run over. Okay, as I think by now you should have given. Can I move on?
Has everyone given?
Give a capital.
Anything that you have that you think there would be.
Saram Naveen.
Yes, Auntie. Sarah.
Actually, I just finished gift. They asked for tea. They like tea because I don't want to give tea every time. So always sometimes 2 weeks once. So today Jivan just came from the work. And then he's very tired, lie down, and then say, "Do you want tea?" Say, "Oh, yes, Mama, I want one." And then, okay, and then I just give the tea to both of them, and they like that one because I'm very rare to give tea for them.
Okay, tea. No problem, no problem.
So there's nothing, things on.
No problem.
Okay.
So I shall move on.
Yes,
so what you have to do now is, children who receive the gifts may record the following. Elders, please help them. Just quickly write in one corner of the paper, name of the gift, received from whom, whether mother, father, grandparents, uncle, auntie, or elder brothers, sisters, and then quickly write down a number between 1 to 10. 10 means extremely happy with the gift. 1 means not very happy with the gift.
So this is to be filled up by the children, right?
The children will write it down,
Right.
and they need
Okay.
assistance. I think whoever elders can help.
Yeah.
So I just time a minute and then move on.
Sure. We can give everyone a minute for this.
Done. Very quiet. I think the mics are off or very, very silent.
I think most of them should be done.
Okay.
Are we done? If you are done, you can give us a thumbs up. Then we know that we are ready to move on. Yeah, we can see some thumbs up already.
How to see thumbs up? Oh, wait.
Reactions.
Okay. Okay. I answered it. I answered that. Done. Just now I put.
So, okay, so I'll go to the next. So now elders have given children. Now children can give to each other if they are more. You can take children as primary school or kindergarten or whatever. If they are around, just exchange among yourselves.
So if anyone wants to turn their camera on and show this this lovely moment, you can do so.
Please, I think the video should be on as well. So because we can't see anybody.
Give me money.
All right, once we are done, you can give us another thumbs up. Okay.
So go to the next. So what you have to do is similar to just now. After exchanging the gifts, you have to also write down 1 to 10. Extremely happy with the gift, 10, not so happy, 5, or any number that that you think corresponds.
You can have your microphones on as well if you can hear some conversation.
Okay, done, brother.
That's it, sister. That's what you should do. Okay.
My son gives me money.
Sorry?
My son is giving me money. He said that.
Okay. Shall we move on?
Yeah, okay, we can.
Okay, this slide is elders gifts. Why I can't read? It's blocked. So children to hand over gifts to elders. Okay, so elders shall receive gifts now. And again, the same thing, you have to record. Oops. What have I done? Oh, I've gone very fast. So here elders shall record the following. When you receive the gift, because you could get gifts that children are giving. So you must be very clear and honest whether that is making you extremely happy or the gift that you may not want or may not be useful to you. Anything as you please.
Okay, so now children can give over some gifts.
Hand over to elders. Elders can receive and then write down name of the gift, received from whom, and a number from 1 to 10.
We have something happening there between Sai Sarwanta and Auntie Ambika.
What are they doing?
Thank you. I've got a gift as well.
Okay, wonderful.
Sir, you received gift or what?
Okay, how to talk then?
You can talk, Auntie. Your microphone is on.
I received from Sai Sarvanta, Rama book.
You happy?
And I'm very, very happy. It's about 10.
Okay, so this completed?
Yeah, so if you're done, you can just give us a thumbs up. Okay, cool. Nice. We can move on.
Okay, so now this is the question that you have to. So yeah, everybody in this, participating, take a few moments, look at the recordings and share your observations. What have you seen? The recordings means the numbers. We had 3 slides, 3 different activities. Just try to understand what the numbers were for the 3 slides. And just share your observations. What did you observe? Anybody could just shout out, please.
Yeah, if anyone wants to share, you please just you can unmute and share. Anyone?
Maybe you should pick.
Yeah.
Sairam, sir.
Yes, Sairam. Harish, is it?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yes, Sairam.
Yeah, and when I gave the thing which was liked by my mother, I saw a very happy reaction on her face.
Okay.
What was the number? Any numbers recorded?
10 over 10.
My God, okay.
Thank you, Harish.
Yeah, welcome.
Yes, anybody else would like to share?
It's something like we could just go quickly one round. Those present, the elders, those present should just quickly share the observation.
Uncle Mona, நீங்க சொல்லுங்க uncle.
Brother Mona, அமைதியா இருக்கிறீங்க?
அமைதியா ரூம்ல கேட்டுக்கிட்டு இருக்கேன். அவங்க ஆளுக்கு ஒரு வேலை செஞ்சுட்டு இருக்காங்க.
ஓகே, என்ன நம்பர் அங்க இருக்குது?
கிஃப்டே கிடைக்கல. கிஃப்டே கிடைக்கல.
நீங்க ஒண்டியா இருக்கிறீங்களா?
Yeah.
How the rest? Because if we don't get this right, then we cannot really progress much.
Maybe Uncle Murthy?
I mean, I got, for my son, he gave me 10 for the gift I gave him.
Okay.
What he gave me also, the gift, I give him 10.
Wow.
And what I gave to my wife, she also gave me 10 marks. So all of us got 10.
Actually, it's not so much about how many points we get. It's related to the. Okay, then we'll continue. Anybody else? Brother Naveen, if you could just call out the names.
Okay, sure. Let's see. Maybe. How about Harvin? Oh, Harvin, sorry. Uncle Mani, maybe? Uncle Mani and Auntie Yogesh?
Hello, Naveen.
Salam, Uncle.
I'm alone this time.
No gift.
I have to give a gift to myself,
Have you done that?
Okay, how about maybe Sai Sarvata, Sai Hridaya? Are you all here? Sai Sarvanta?
Yes.
Yes, tell me.
I give 10 over 10.
Oh, what gift did when you received it, how you felt?
I felt extremely happy.
Okay, at least you can hear a great voice now.
Thank you. Where's Akka?
Where's Akka? Akka not here.
Akka not here. Okay. Anyone else wants to share? Maybe we can take one more. One more maybe. How about let's see. Shamini Akka?
I'm alone, I only share love with Swami now.
Alone.
So I and Swami exchange hug.
Okay, okay. How was the hug? The rating for the hug, Auntie?
10 over 10 for sure.
10 over 10. Okay, okay.
Okay, then. So anyway, so I'll just move on because actually I anticipated families to be around for this activity. So looks like quite a number are on their own. So it's okay. So
Yeah.
basically, from what I can hear, I heard a lot of 10 upon 10s. So what do the results indicate? Actually, if you look at the question now, you will see, does a similar gift seem to give the same degree of joy to everyone? For example, if you give a child a doll, the child may be very excited and the child may be really excited and said, oh, I will put 10 upon 10. You take the same doll and give it to a teenager. What would the teenager write 10 upon 10? What do you all think?
Most likely not, I guess.
Okay, most likely not. Huh? So sister, if you can just give a number, what do you think a teenager may write?
For doll, uncle.
Yes, a tiny little doll. Sorry?
Maybe 4
okay,
or 5.
Wonderful. Yeah, I think that's a good number, 4 or 5. Because that childhood memory is still there, no?
Yeah.
Then what if you go and give it to a 40-year-old elder?
Maybe 1.
Zero.
Sorry?
Zero.
Zero. Ayo, zero so bad lah. 1 will do lah.
More than I tell you from experience, I think.
If you give me, I will tell zero.
Zero. Okay, never mind, as you please. So what does this indicate? What does it tell us? We are always thinking that a lot of happiness, happiness comes from somewhere. We always feel when I get a gift, I'm so happy, or when you receive a birthday gift, we say we are so happy. So from what sister has just, luckily, Sister Chandini, sister?
Yes,
How do I call her name?
Chandini, uncle, correct.
Huh?
Correct.
Chandini, okay, you saved our study circle.
You.
Okay, so if we just move on from here, just remembering what sister has shared. She has said 10 upon 10 for the child, 4 or 5 for teenager, 1 and 0 for the 40-year-old elder. Okay, so the numbers differ. So somehow it's any IT expert. There's a top black line blocking this one. Again, I'll read from here. So where is the source of happiness? Can anybody share? When we receive these gifts, the numbers differ, we agree, but there's always some happiness, right? Where is the source? Please share. Sorry, cannot hear.
Gratitude, uncle.
Sorry?
Gratitude, uncle.
Gratitude. You are saying what? Happiness of receiving the gift comes from gratitude, is it?
Yeah, yes, uncle.
Okay, that's wonderful. Anybody else? Because we know for practical, under all purposes, if we receive a gift, most people will say, oh, I'm so happy I received this gift, that gift. I received flowers today and, it was a surprise from my husband, blah, blah, blah. So there is some connection to this happiness and receiving. Of course, gratitude is a good, it's good answer. Anybody else can share, would like to share?
It could be the material thing itself, brother.
Okay. So you are
That's
saying
your grade is either high or low because of that material nature of that gift.
Okay. So you are relating that the happiness to the object that you receive.
To the object also.
Okay.
Uncle, maybe it could also be related to a memory or a feeling attached to that particular gift. So means like, for example, if it's a doll,
yes,
if a child has had nice memories, with playing with the doll, or if like a teenager, maybe say phone, because you can do a lot of things with it. So like the memories or feelings attached to that thing you received maybe is a source of happiness.
Okay. So you are saying that there's some relationship to the object that you received.
Some emotion attached to it.
Emotional attachment.
Mm.
Okay. So sister, if really I have emotional attachment to the object that I've received, and now I've received and it is mine, if I lose it, what will happen to me?
Become sad.
Become sad because we are emotionally attached, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Anybody else want to share?
I think Auntie Rani unmuted. Auntie?
No, I'm having it unmuted for very long.
Okay, I thought you wanted to say something. Okay.
Expectation. Sometimes we expect something on our birthday and then we don't get it. So we are not happy. We just take it obligingly.
Okay. But there's one very common term we always hear in, Swami's teachings, that happiness is from within, right? Correct or not? Source of happiness is from within. This is a term that we always hear very, very often. So I'll just go to the next slide. So here it says, where is the source of happiness? Is certainly source of happiness is within each one of us. That's what Swami has stated. And we also know nothing external can provide joy, peace, and happiness on a long-term basis. Whatever you receive, of course, you can be elated, over the moon. I got this, I got that, I got all straight A's, then we are happy. But it cannot bring lasting happiness. It's for the moment. In spite of saying that, it also appears, it's a fact, what? When we receive something, the joy is there, right? We cannot deny. So it appears to be giving us joy due to our own misunderstanding. That means we all agree, all of us have experience. Receiving something makes us happy. And yet we say happiness actually didn't come from the object. It came from within. If happiness had come from the object, the same doll should give the same degree of happiness to the child, the teenager, and the elder. It didn't, right? From what we have agreed. So therefore, it is confirmation that although it appears that whenever we get good news, we get gifts, we feel happy, but certainly that doesn't come from the object. But as what sister shared, maybe there's some emotional attachment to past memories, and that triggers. Even though it triggered, it still didn't come from the object. Okay, so now, let me see, what do I do? Okay, so we'll try. So the first exercise was to confirm to us that happiness does not come from objects. Okay, that's the first exercise. Now we try another exercise. Okay, how many of y'all like ice cream, chocolates, cakes, etc.? Here, a yay or a shout or something.
Yay.
Yes.
Yay.
Anybody else? Anybody else? We just feel free, it's like a family gathering. Anybody else?
A lot of hands up here.
Oh, okay.
The Harvin, Sister Ambike, Anushka, Brother Murthy, they're all showing thumbs up.
Okay, so now we can see that most of us love one of it. Okay, so I will just take, so you please write down on your paper, what do you love? Any one of these or anything else? Then there'll be an exam at the end of the day. Got it down?
Yes.
Okay, good. So this is another experiment, okay? Okay, now, can you all see all those ice cream there? We'll take ice cream as an example.
Uncle, I think the slides are not showing. So
Not showing,
what you can do is you can come out of the presentation and then click on the
Go in
presentation.
again. I stop sharing.
Yeah.
Then I share again and go back to the ice cream and share.
Go back to the slide.
Can you see?
Yes. Okay.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. So Naveen also saved us today. Okay. So okay, now y'all can see this ice cream. So what you got to do is you have to get into your imagination now. So you have to be quiet for a while, all of you, which is very easy for you all because you have been very quiet anyway. So okay. So now you just imagine each one of you are seated in your own room. Okay, in your own room. Each person in your own room, seated quietly. And I'm going to serve all of you ice cream today. Are you all okay with that? Can I hear yes?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, good. Thank you.
Yes,
so now you're
Brother.
sitting in your room. Imagine I come along, knock the door, and give each one of you 2 cones. Okay, can you see the first picture? 2 cones. And I say, please, this ice cream gift for you, have it. So your job is to eat it. Okay, so you are eating happily in your room. Half an hour later, I come back, I knock the room and give you all 4 cones. And I say, here's the gift for you, have it and eat it. Okay, your dharma for now is to have the ice cream. Okay, not put in a corner. Then while you're enjoying your 4 ice creams, your cones, I'll come back half an hour later and give you another 10 ice creams. Can you see the 10 there?
Uncle, முடியல uncle.
முடியும். Because you all love it, right? So now you're having a feast of 10 ice creams, and maybe give you a bit more rest. I come back later and give you these 20 cones. And I say, please, you love ice cream, have it. Your dharma is to not waste it, but eat it. Then I come a little later and give you this assortment of ice creams. Okay, one assortment that you all love. You're all crazy about it. And I say, have it. Okay, stay in your rooms and enjoy your ice cream. Are you all enjoying? I'm sure you are.
No.
You are?
No.
And then I come back and I'm so generous today. I'm going to give you 1 bucket of ice cream. And I said, have it.
Torture, uncle.
Oh, and
No,
then
I'm not
what?
enjoying it.
Okay. So what happens, it's almost, we started at noon and we are already about 6 p.m. now. And finally, I'm so generous, I come and I give you 1 more cone. And I said, here, this is the best of the lot. Have it and eat it. Okay. And a while later, I said, all of you come out of your room. We'll gather in the hall and ask you this question. How did you feel when you received the first 2 ice cream cones? Please answer.
Super good.
Excited.
Sorry? Excited? Anybody else?
Very
Gracias.
happy.
Oh, very happy.
Looking
10 out of
forward
10.
to it.
10 out of
Looking
10.
forward to more, right? Somebody said looking forward to more. So your wish
Feeling
was
so
granted.
happy.
Okay. Then question number 2. How did you feel after receiving ice cream all day long?
I'll never have another ice cream.
I don't eat ice cream anymore.
Okay, so now you all do want ice cream already, huh? Okay, now what happens? At 6:30 p.m., I came and gave you all 1 more. What did you all say?
No.
Sairam,
No.
thank you.
No.
Bye-bye.
Sairam, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Sorry?
Sairam, bye-bye. I don't want anymore.
Don't want anymore. Nobody said thank you, huh? Okay, I can imagine what you would have said. This is what you would have said.
No.
Please, no more ice cream for me. Okay, but why would you say that? Why would you say that? Ice cream gives you joy, what? That's what you all started off with. So why would you say that? Sorry?
Excessive supply.
Excessive supply doesn't give you joy, huh?
Yeah.
So I'll give you $1, $10, $1,000, 1 million. What do you say?
Timing is important.
Timing, huh? Okay, so anyway, I think all of us would agree. You would say, please, no more ice cream. And then the question is, why not? Ice cream gives you joy. We realize that joy doesn't come from the ice cream, really. If it does, you should be happy at 6:30 p.m. You were when we started off with the 2 cones. So what happened to that ice cream that gave us joy when we started off? If we say it gave joy. Okay, so this is something to ponder There's no answer for the moment. And so the question is, why do most of us feel that things or situations we love give us joy? First of all, you must agree with this statement or you disagree. Don't we feel that things or situations we love give us joy? Do we think or not?
Yes, agree.
Yeah,
We do
most of the
certainly
time,
do,
agree.
right?
Yes.
And yet what I'm trying to share is we have to be very, very clear that the items don't give you joy actually. Apparently it is giving us joy. In reality, it doesn't. We will come to this. Gradually, we have to come to it. So it's here, a child receiving a toy, the child will be, very happy. Then if you ask primary school kids, they want a bicycle. When they receive the bicycle, they feel so joyful that the bicycle is making them happy. A teenager, you give a car or a motorbike. A young adult, can you imagine we have graduated and how did you feel on graduating day? Feel that the cert and all the effort. And now, we are so elated. And someone being promoted to a well-paid job. And they say, I'm very happy today. Why I got promoted? See, the answer is coming to why? Because I got promoted. Okay, so all these questions. So what I'm trying to say is that there is a contradictory statement here. One, Swami has stated, the source of joy and happiness is within us. And yet we all cannot deny that we do feel happy when we receive objects, good news, promotion, and so on. Okay, so two opposite situations. Now I'm just trying to come back and ask, why do we feel that external objects or situations bring us joy? Why do we feel that way? Because it certainly feels real, right? Why silent already? It feels real, doesn't it?
Probably at that particular time when you receive the object, at that moment of time you feel the joy. So you probably that is why we associate the joy with the object.
With the object, right or not? Okay, correct. Very good. Anybody else?
Uncle, maybe outside. Continue there.
Yeah, a sense of accomplishment maybe.
Okay, so a sense of accomplishment is making us happy lah.
Yes.
Is that right? So when you say a sense of accomplishment, just give one example.
Like a promotion, right? At that moment, it gives you, you feel accomplished something and then it gives you happiness. But 1 year, 2 year down the line and you don't feel the same happiness.
Okay, actually, maybe I give you an example. Let's say we are waiting for a loved one to come over, we say, oh, loved one has gone to study overseas and coming back next month, next week, tomorrow, and we are all at the airport waiting for the person to arrive. Then we see the person walking along the gangway towards the exit, we see, and when they come and very close to us and we give a hug, at that moment of hugging, there's a sense of joy, right? Yes or no? Very quiet.
Yes, correct. Yes, yes.
Okay, what is happening at that moment, that instant of time, that very instant? At that very instant, you have lost your name and form. At that moment, you don't know yourself. You at that moment you don't think I am Brother Mohana and I look like this. You will not know that. At that instant, there is a merger of consciousness. At that instant, you are that. And so that's the reality of what is happening. We say we got promotion at the moment of receiving the news. Maybe something triggers within, maybe gratitude, maybe Swami, thank you, or something triggers within us to lose ourselves for that moments of time. then we come back to our daily routine. So this is another subject, but I'm just sharing here. Anybody wants to say anything about it?
I think Anushka, you had something to share earlier.
Yeah, earlier, like why do I feel that happiness? Why do I feel that things, objects, or situation gives me joy? Because that maybe the moment before, for an example, the ice cream. The moment before, I was feeling hot. The weather was like not I was feeling unpleasantness. So the ice cream gave me joy. But after that, I already feel the joy. So uncle kept giving it. So that feeling did not. I mean, like I did not feel the joy did not stay. The happiness did not stay because the unpleasantness was already gone. So if I felt once again, for example, something like uncle. That means earlier I was unpleasant, uncomfortable in the heat and everything. So the ice cream was a joyful thing. But once I've already satisfied that unpleasantness, so there's no more, that thing cannot make me happy anymore.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Anybody else? So is your conclusion that your joy came from it, or the joy came from the situation, or something like?
I mean, so that wasn't the actual definition of joy, Lanka.
Okay.
So if it lasted temporary, then it wasn't joy, Lanka.
Okay. Anybody? One more person? Okay, now I'm going to. Okay, please. I heard
No, Uncle, go ahead. I was just going to answer because nobody was talking.
Okay, never say something.
No, actually, this question is making me think, like, to be very honest with you, I don't know why. I think it also depends on what it is. So, like, maybe in the example of the ice cream, like Anushka said, like maybe it was some situation, or even in the case of a promotion, I think sometimes we also, because we are looking at things around us and we like to compare. I mean, I'm just speaking maybe personally, like maybe we feel like if I get this, I think I will be happy. But then once I get it, okay, I'm happy little while. And then after that, it's again, I'm comparing to something else, So I think that doesn't really answer the question, because you're saying like, why does that thing give me happiness? I think at that moment, it's like it has satisfied some craving or some desire that I have been having, and it's temporary, because at least this worldly happiness, this material happiness that we are talking about, I mean, I would love to be able to feel this happiness all the time, but personally, at least I don't think I have got that.
I think all of us have different degrees. Swami says that this pleasure and joy there's this in between, right? Then you have the misery in between.
Yeah.
It's actually our dharma to extend this duration of the joy for as long as we can. And then, of course, misery means some challenges that have come or some news that has come beyond your control. And it is our dharma to get this misery as short as possible. And then to get back to our natural self and make that as long as possible. So if we can do that, then most of the time we will be joyful.
Yeah.
Okay, then after that, we have to analyze this short period of what, if you can call it misery if you like, and we have to analyze and find out really where did this misery come from. Okay, so it's a subject to think about.
Yeah.
But our journey and our dharma is to try to maintain our natural self, because is within us. The source of joy is within us. So thanks. That's a trigger. That's good, sister. Luckily you shared. So we'll go to now. What's happening? Okay. So here's what the answer I can give as to why why we feel that way. All of us have been brainwashed from birth. All of us have been brainwashed, totally brainwashed. And what has happened is, you look at the baby. The baby feels happy when the mother is around. True. And so the baby thinks that the source of joy, the mother is the source of joy. Okay, it started off from that age. When the mother is around, the baby feels happy. Actually, it's because of some connection, but the baby feels, oh, my mother is the source of my joy. So it starts at that age. And then what do parents do? They rake their brains to purchase things that the children will be happy when they receive. Okay, mother, father will be thinking, hey, this our kid, 5 years old, what shall we buy? What will he like? What will she like? And they discuss and then they get something. And so at that tender age, something is planted in us that our happiness comes from the objects we receive. So it's actually getting deeper and deeper into our mind that things and news and objects are the source of our happiness. And then children feel happy thinking that things bring joy. Okay, it's already now reversed. Initially, it's being planted. Now they get this example of getting a guitar, getting whatever. They think, oh, I'm happy because of this. And this goes on until we become great-grandparents. And so life goes on. Because this actually is a source. It can be a root cause of our unhappiness. If we say that I wish I'm happy most of the time, and yet I am not, then there must be a root cause for it. Okay, so just we keep this in mind. Now this question, if you get a brand new car, or you can think of anything else, brand new necklace or whatever. So, okay, let's take the car, for example. If the car arrived today, the car of your dream, and say, I'm so happy I received the car of my dream. What do we do to the car? Polish it, keep it clean, look at it, feel elated, right? For how long? 1 week, 1 month, 1 year?
1 month maybe.
1 month. Okay, the same car that gave you that much joy, 1 month later, it cannot give you. So did the joy come from the car, or did the joy come from within us? For whatever way we think, whatever pattern, thinking pattern, and or you feel I've achieved. So I receive a new car, I have achieved my dream, I'm happy. Did the question is, we know the car arrived and I feel happy. But the question is, did the object give me happiness? Answer, please.
Saram, uncle.
Saram?
Uncle, can I give an opinion of mine?
Please do. That's why you're here.
Okay. Maybe we are attached to the object, uncle, because like material things would make us happy for temporary moment, uncle, because we are attached to that object.
Okay.
But if you see like people who don't have attachment to anything, they are very they are happy, but in a different sense of way, which we call it bliss, uncle.
Okay,
Not
fantastic.
happiness.
Okay, wonderful.
That's my opinion, uncle.
Okay, that's very, very good. We'll actually reach where you are sharing now. We'll eventually get there. So this attachment can give you joy and sorrow. Okay, so we'll actually Swami does not recommend attachment. Okay, so we'll see what attachment does to us. So we agree this car apparently gives us joy over the hill, but after a while it fades away. And brother said 1 month, some may take longer, some take less, but okay, 1 month is a good number, and that attraction is no more there. Okay, now look at this. My own source, I am my own source of happiness. Okay, I am responsible for my own happiness. You all agree with this?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, you can see this well?
Yeah.
This well, okay. We must remember one thing. We say the source of happiness is from within. So if the source is from within, and if it is my dharma and my intention to share this happiness with as many people as possible, with as many situations as possible, even the cats, the dogs, the stray things that come to my place, I want to share something with them. That source of happiness can never diminish. It will never diminish. It's like if you take water from the well, you find that there's always water in the well. It's like trying to empty the ocean. You cannot empty the ocean. So similarly, the source of happiness within us is like a bottomless well. Totally cannot be drained. So if we actually make effort to share the happiness that's within us with others, we will find that our sense of happiness, our sense of joy, our length of happiness will grow. It'll grow, certainly it'll grow. Just now there was this video clip that was shown before we started. Those who had come in early, you would have seen Swami giving away some gifts. And I noticed that there was so much joy on his face. We couldn't see those receiving because the camera was focused on Swami, but there was a lot of happiness in his face. So we have to now think about, do I want to be happy? How and what duration? How long do I want to make my dharma that I have to be a joyful person? Then we have to remember that this joy within us is bottomless. Okay, so now the question is, I'm trying to tell you all, the joy doesn't come from the toys, from the bicycle, from the bike, from the favorite ice cream. Then must we stop enjoying them? Must we stop enjoying all these toys and bicycles and gifts? Should we?
No.
No. Okay. Anybody else? What do you all think? Because we are trying to conclude that these objects don't give us joy. Okay, somebody said no, the rest, do you want to say anything?
I don't want to stop enjoying it, uncle.
Wonderful,
I don't know.
okay.
I don't know
So,
whether you
yeah.
should or should not, but I don't want. I choose not
Okay.
to. Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, anybody else?
I also feel no, uncle. We shouldn't stop enjoying it. But as far as we understand that it won't give you like permanent happiness, lah. You just enjoy it and then you move on to something else.
Because end of the day, spirituality is about being practical. Correct or not? We must be practical. Spirituality is not about having a long face. It's about having a joyful face. So the conclusions we make or decisions we make must be practical. So I totally agree with you all. Must I stop enjoying this? Answer is, I should not stop. Okay, I should continue. But then again, just now, who was that? Harish. Somebody talked about attachment, right?
Yes,
Sorry?
Harish, correct.
Correct. So we must enjoy these things, but there must be a caveat. If we enjoy and yet get attached to them, what will happen to us? If you truly love something like let's say you got a pen from your, as a gift, and you are so attached to that pen, what happens if you lose it?
Get hurt.
Hurt. Yeah, then?
Sad.
Sad. So do you want that or not?
No.
No, it is our dharma to take care of the pen, try not to lose it, take care of it, respect it, gratitude for receiving it, all that we have to do. But if we lose it, then we must say, okay, it's gone. Maybe somebody else needed it more. It's just a matter of how we think. And then you find that you will be happy. There's this, I just give this a true example. This brother shared with me. He and his sister had gone to India. They were in a hotel. And then suddenly the sister couldn't find her ring. She was truly mad that how could this hotel, these people steal my ring? And she made a big fuss and called the manager and said, one of your people stole my ring. And they got all these people, the cleaners and all of them in a row in the room. Can you imagine? And everybody said they didn't take. Okay, anyway, the sister was very unhappy. I don't stay in this room anymore. I won't come back to this hotel. And that was the end of the episode. While they were flying back, the brother noticed that she was wearing the ring. Okay, it had fallen off and she had found it. Can you imagine the attachment to the ring that has caused so much sorrow, unpleasantness to all those poor people who are working there? So we must always have those other people in our mind. that we cannot create such a fuss because of the degree of attachment. If somebody else says the ring has gone, you can even say, you know, maybe somebody needs it more than me. You can say that. I don't think it's wrong, because it happened to me. I went to Dubai for work, and actually my habit is in the house also. There are only 1 or 2 places where I keep my things. I know either the phone is here or there, either my pen is here or there, either the ring is here or there. That's it. It cannot be all over the house. So in Dubai, I had my ring. When I reached Malaysia, I didn't have my ring. So then I concluded that I would have left it in the room. Somebody else may think I should call the hotel now. What's the number? You know, tell the manager I left my ring. To me, I just felt, I suppose somebody else needed more badly than me. And thank you. Goodbye. Finish. So will I be sorrowful all day, blaming other people for my carelessness? No. So happiness is within us. It is how we think and how we treat objects, how we treat people. That's the secret of short misery and great length of happiness. Okay. So we'll go to the next thing. Yes, sir.
I've got a question.
Yes.
What about human relationships, and does the same philosophy apply?
No. What does it mean? What does it mean? I mean, is there any example?
Say, for instance, a husband and wife, or like those kind of relationship between like parents and children.
Yes.
The loss of that particular.
Okay. Maybe I just mentioned husband and wife for a start. Okay, for a start. You can live in heaven or in hell. It depends on our attitude. That's as simple as that. I just give you my own example. My wife is upset, so she cannot hear me. So recently we went, both of us went for the vaccination. Mine is 10:30, hers is 11:30. Okay, but we decided to go in together, and they allowed us. So we sat on I think you have gone for vaccination, you'll know they put rows of seats, and I was seated in front and she was seated behind. So there's this WhatsApp to fill up, and I finished mine and she was still struggling. Then I was wondering, why is she taking so much time? Okay, one thought. Fortunately, the second thought come. Excuse me, you are 10:30 and she is 11:30. She got 1 hour to fill up. Can you imagine or not? Just one thought can change everything. Just one thought. And the other thing is, we always hear about enlightened people, right or not? Can anybody put out our hand and say, I am enlightened? I think we dare not, right? But can you tell yourself every day, I shall behave like an enlightened person? Can we say that? Can or not?
Can. Try.
Yes. Certainly we can. Every morning at the altar, I tell Swami, I need to be an enlightened person. I cannot claim to be one, but I want to be an enlightened person. So if I say this and then somebody comes up with this husband-wife question just now, let's say one of the two makes some statement that is irritating. Okay, the other can think, excuse me, I'm an enlightened person, so I shall respond in this fashion. Otherwise, you respond in your own way and your own anger and your own sense of, not giving priority, not thinking of the other person. And so the problems start there. So it is our job to do I can tell you, we have to do our very best, but we do fail. That's for sure. We do fail now and then. But the question is, how often do we fail? And how often are we successful? It only depends on our thinking pattern will decide that. Nothing else. You can have you can tell your partner, okay, tomorrow I'm going to buy a $10,000 bed. It doesn't guarantee you sleep. Correct or not? Doesn't guarantee you sleep. You can go to New York or Paris for holidays. Doesn't mean you won't feel lonely there. You will, if that's what you are. So it actually even I think couples must work very, very hard to make sure that it's worth living. Very hard. There will be differences, but we have to think in the right pattern, and the right thoughts. The attitude is important. Then we can do whatever pleases the other person. You know, it's fine. So when it comes to children and all, actually, I came from very strict parents. When I say strict, my father has never beaten me. Okay, my father has never hit a single child. That was my father. But my mother was damn strict. I got a lot of caning. Okay, when I had my first two kids, when they were younger, I had this, my mother's whatever she had done to me, I had this. I was very strict to them. And I remember until today, I had caned them. Cane them means not in the fashion of beating them all over the place. I'll invite them to the room. I'll ask them to bend down. I get the hanger and smack them on their bottom. But until today, I regret. Sometimes I sit in a corner and I can tear that why did I do it? It's very, very, very cruel to beat children. They don't understand what they are doing. And we don't have patience and intelligence to tell them what they are doing is not right. And so we take it upon them because we are big and strong. Am I taking your time? I think 9:50. Okay, I just share one more story. One day I was sitting on my own and I was wondering, hey, why do we all stop growing at a certain age? Why do you think at a certain age we stop growing? And we don't grow according to our age. One, scientifically, if 80-year-old man is taller than a 60 and taller than a 40, can you imagine the car? You have to make bigger cars. You need taller rooms and you need longer beds, okay? So it's not practical. That's a simple answer. But the other thing is, if I continuously grow, then my 100-year-old great-grandfather can call me when I'm 60 and give me one tight slap because he's bigger than me. So violence will never end. So the Lord decided that, okay, get these fellows stunted at a certain age so that they cannot continue beating each other. Think about this. Okay, so I'll just continue. We are actually about to finish now. Anybody want to say anything or share anything? Or the question about husband, wife, parents, children, anything you want to share? Very silent.
If anyone has a question, you can ask.
I don't know, maybe just an extension to Uncle Mani's question. Uncle, I think that is one aspect, like differences, but what about losing a loved one, like your parent? Yeah, like because losing them, like loss of life, right? Because that also takes away the happiness, right?
Correct.
So how do we overcome that?
Okay, you see, loss of a child, thank God, none of us have such a huge memory that we cannot forget that loss. The degree of depression and sadness on day 1 and day 100 and day 1000 is certainly different. Correct or not?
Yeah.
So nature has built it in such a way that we will gradually overcome it. And he who overcomes it faster is one who has lesser attachment. That's why parents must remember children do not belong to us. They are not our property. Neither is the spouse your property. They are not our property. They have come to the world through us, full stop. So if the law of karma is such that they have to go back early, that's what happened. It's not in our hands. So that's why we have to be practical. Sorrow, news will come, may come. We don't know in which way. But what do we do when they arrive? Do we blame the world? Do we blame the Lord? Or do we try to think? There's absolutely nothing wrong crying over it. There's absolutely nothing wrong feeling sad about it. The question is how long, that's all. And we have to move on.
I always thought it is not attachment. It is more like being able to overcome that emotional downside as quickly as possible. The attachment is completely a different thing, you know.
So,
what do you think?
No, in my opinion, he who can come over the downside quickly would have had lesser attachment, lesser ownership. My child, this is my child. I did this, I did that. That one will extend the sorrow, the duration. If I feel this is Swami's child, I was given an opportunity to nurture, then I would be able to let go quickly. I mean, that's a view that I had. But yeah, I mean, there's no right and wrong. It's just a matter of how we take it, what direction we go, what we believe in.
All right, man. Thanks.
Thank you. So shall I move on? We
can move on.
Okay, so now this is where oh my God, there's one more. Okay, very, very quickly. Can you all, if you all are together, can you pinch each other quickly or run and pinch and come back? Okay, the question here is, okay, gently I say, don't create a big world war after this, okay? Okay, if you have done very quickly, pinch each other gently. Did you feel the pain? Yes, right? I mean, if you get pinched, you must feel some pain, right?
Yes.
And when you pinch yourself, you should feel like this. Sister, what? Shamini, you pinch yourself, huh? Yeah, okay. So, surely there will be some pain. There will be some degree of pain. The next question is, now, how about now? Are you still feeling the pain after a while? Should be gone, right?
Lesser.
Anybody still feeling the pain?
Slightly.
Then you pinch very hard. Somebody came and pinch you like crazy.
Very hard, uncle. Very hard.
Okay, very hard. Okay, now it should be less, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank God it's less. Okay, so are you still feeling the pain? Yes, but lesser and lesser and no more. Now, next question. Did anybody suffer from the pain? This is a very, very important question.
No.
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 Okay, no. When would you suffer from the pain?
When you think about it.
When you think, what do you think about it?
Who did it, or how much the pain impacted you, and all this kind of thing.
How much the pain affected you? More than that? How dare you pinch me? Okay, why should you pinch me? Pinch is a very simple example, you know. For example, how dare you talk ill about me at my back? And it goes on and on and on. Actually, somebody spoke ill about you. If you have heard about it and you want to suffer, it's your choice. If you don't want to suffer, it's your choice. So pain and suffering are totally different things. Losing a pen that you really liked and suffering from the loss are two different things. The choice is ours. Okay, so when would you suffer due to the pinch? When you start thinking about all sorts of things that cannot make you happy. That means we impose unhappiness on ourselves due to our own thinking pattern. That's all I need. If somebody comes to you and say, hey, you know what she said about you? And then, wow, really? How dare she say this? That person who spoke about you having good sleep, and here you are tossing around, how dare she say this? I've done this for her. I've done this. Sorry, I'm using her. I've done this for him. I've done that for him and all that. And then, and so it's all our own behavior, our thinking pattern that will decide how joyful we are on earth. Okay, now I think they're coming to the last slide. So the conclusion is, please continue to enjoy your toys, your bicycle, your bike, your favorite stuff, and so on. Okay, please, but share your joy with others. Why? Swami has always said that if you share your joy with others, what will happen? Now, not only that you enjoy the ice cream, you enjoy the sharing. And somebody mentioned just now, happiness and joy and bliss, right? Having the ice cream is a certain kind of joy, you know. Sharing the ice cream is another kind of joy. It's a different feeling, a feeling that you cannot explain. You know, if you do service, you know, and you see what's happening, that is a different joy than you receiving something. So please, as every one of you said, enjoy the toys and continue, but you know, share it. Don't get attached to them. Do not attach yourself to ice cream. Okay, this is an example. If you do attach yourself to ice cream or other objects, position, name, and fame, and so on, you will suffer for sure if you do not get your favorite ice cream. Lately, we had a discussion in one of the studies. Somebody said, okay, this time luckily it's a man, it's a boy. He said he was so upset when he reached the restaurant and the dish that he had been dreaming to eat that day was not served. And he truly shared, he said he was really upset. Hey, what happened? Oh, he was really upset. Now let me ask you, if I'm going for lunch, I will not bother to think what I want to eat. I will walk to the shop, I will see what is available and pick what is available. Before I even eat, I will tell, thank you, Swami, the food is delicious. Even before I taste, I have already concluded the food is delicious. And with gratitude, I eat and I come back. That's it. You want to contemplate all morning and then it's not there and you are angry. Actually, no harm contemplating, please do. But when you reach there, it's not there, there's no need to be upset. Okay? So here, if you are attached, then you will suffer. Pain and suffer is different. You will suffer if you have to share it with someone. This is worse still. I'm so attached to it. Like I think years ago, I came to Klang Center and I talked about the new pot that this lady had purchased. She had brought home the new pot, arrived home. The neighbor said, I'm cooking dinner for, for many of them. Do you have a large pot? And this lady just arrived home with a new large pot. And will she share or wouldn't she share? It's up to her. You have to decide. Okay. If you share, you get that joy of sharing. Otherwise, you said, no, I don't have a pot. And then you will, from that lie that you have stated, karma will come back to you and you miss that opportunity of sharing. So this applies to everything else. Beware of attachment, please. Be aware if we are attached. And so these are some secrets. Be joyful with all that you have. Whatever we have, be grateful, have gratitude, thank the universe and thank the Lord for it. Thank Swami for the gifts. Somebody mentioned gratitude. Actually, there were a lot of wonderful answers that came from all of you. And know that joy comes from within. Apparently, it comes from other things, but do not forget, it actually comes from within. Have love, compassion, and a caring and sharing heart. Okay? And develop the right attitude. Do dharmic actions, dharmic activities. So you have to ask yourself, what is this dharmic? If I do things in a dharmic way, my attitude will be right and I will actually have abundance of joy within. So why do I sweep the kitchen floor? Ask myself, I am doing it in a dharmic way. I'm doing it because it needs to be done. And I'm grateful I have the strength and the health to do it. Rather than why my turn today? Okay. And then finally, life would be enjoyable in spite of the challenges. We must be practical. Challenges will always come. But in spite of them, we have to think the right way, have the right attitude to enjoy life. Thank you, and Sarah. Where are we? 4 minutes to go. Any questions?
Thank you so much, Uncle Reddy. Thank you so much. Lovely, lovely session. We open to any questions. If anyone has any questions, you can happily unmute your microphone and just share your question. Or if you want to add on to anything that Uncle has said, if you want to share an experience, please do so. You can also use the chat box if you're shy to speak. But yeah, please do ask questions if anyone has any.
Uncle.
Saram.
Saram, Uncle. I have 2 questions. I don't know if there's time, but maybe you see how it goes. First is, how do we think like how you're saying? Like, how do we tell, I mean, it all makes sense, like I can understand it, but when it comes to practice, sometimes maybe we forget. So how do we inculcate in us so that we learn how to overcome this sorrow faster and be more joyful for a longer time? That's like first question.
Okay. Can I answer that first?
Yes.
Actually, is extremely important to start the day on the right footing, because we can forget this every day. So we have to start on the right footing. We must get up early enough, whatever time is convenient to you. Get up early enough. Allow yourself 15-20 minutes to have your prayer, to have your meditation, and to remind yourself at the altar. So, for example, I go to there's a large Swami's picture, and his padam is quite high. So I go there and put my forehead on his padam, and I tell him, Swami, I need your grace and your blessings. Remember, there's grace and blessings are two different things. I need your grace and blessings for strength and good health. Okay, number one. Number two, I need your grace and blessings to manifest divinity all day long. What's the meaning of manifest divinity? That means to put his teachings into practice. My life shall be his message. Okay, then number three, I tell him, dear Lord, I need your grace and blessings to chip off the ignorance within me. Ignorance, because ignorance is the cause of many problems. And finally, I tell myself, I am an enlightened person. I want to behave like one all day long. And of course, I know sometimes we can fall, we can fail. It's okay. It's not a mortal sin. If you fall, we have to get up, tell Swami sorry, and then move on. Okay, so this reminder is important on a daily basis. Otherwise, we get carried away with all the activities of the day. So this is very, very important. And meditation is a big word. Maybe I say silent sitting. Silent sitting actually is a must for all of us to assist us in this spiritual journey.
Thanks.
Okay, so if I just one more thing, I have to add on, reminding myself that all these things don't belong to me. All whatever I've earned, apparently it's mine, it's not mine. Tomorrow, if I kick the bucket, nothing is mine. I go with nothing. So with the whatever excess that I have today, I'm happy to share. I'm happy to part. So if students, all over the country, if they say they need education assistance, then if it's confirmed, yeah, they are in this college, blah, 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 then as long as the funds are available, we must be very happy to give a bit. So that will keep us on the right track. Okay, question number 2.
Actually, maybe it's indirectly answered now, but actually I was just going to ask, sometimes something is very valuable to us, right? I mean, it's on the point of the sharing part. Something is very valuable to us, and maybe we want to share, I'm happy to share, but we feel that the person we're sharing it with may not take care of it or may not value it as much as we are valuing that particular thing, or whatever it is, a person, item, thing, whatever, and maybe it will get spoiled and we feel that they are not having the same value to it, and then maybe that will hurt us and make us feel sad, and then so we don't feel happy to share. How do we overcome that, or how should we approach that situation?
Everything you said is everything that you mentioned now shortly is related to fear and the unknown. Fear that this product will not be taken care. Fear of the unknown that they may not take care of it. Correct, no? It's a fear that this may happen, that may happen, but we don't know what will happen. And I don't know what can be more valuable, what can be so valuable. I don't understand. So, because everything that is so valuable, if you lose it tomorrow, you will feel sorrow. But as I mentioned earlier, the memories will slowly, and then it is gone. And then you find something else to make you happy. And then we find something else to make us happy. Yeah. So if our happiness is attached to some object, certainly will be sorrowful. Yeah. So even the car, actually the car that I purchased, 3 days later, somebody hit the car at the roundabout.
Right.
Okay, and so my staff who was driving was very agitated. I said, no, hold on. Just we cannot stop at the roundabout because it's after work hours. So let's go a little far and then stop at a place. Then I got out of the car and I looked. Actually, they had scratched the back of the car on the right side, and there was a white patch there. Then I wiped the patch and I found that, oh, the paint is coming out on my fingers. And as I got to the car, two girls came. They are schoolgirls. They came and they said they are from Desa Mentari, actually, where we do go for seva. But I don't know them and they don't know me. They told me they are from there. Said, uncle, school bus, we left, the school bus left us because one of the girls ran back to the class to get something she forgot. And when she came, the school bus is gone. Said, can you drop me at Desa Mentari? And that time I knew they are from Desa Mentari. And I concluded that luckily the car got hit, that I could drop them at Desa Mentari. That's all only. What do you think? It's true story, you know. So if we are not attached to these objects, what is more important, you know? Attachment to people's feelings. Don't say this and make them upset. Don't say that and make them sad. And give priority and importance to humans and animals and plants. Do we talk to the plants or not? Do we talk to the all items are not animated? We don't have time. So we have to build this habit.
Thank you, Uncle.
Okay, welcome. You're most welcome.
Thank you so much, Chandni, and thanks, Uncle. Maybe we can take one more question, maybe. If anyone has, we can, I think, just an additional 5 minutes if anyone has another question. No? Everyone is very happy.
Uncle Murthy? Brother Murthy?
Salam, Brother Saram. Just to add something, recently I was reading about Thiruvalluvar, one of the proverbs, and the meaning of the proverb came as this: இன்பத்திலையும் ஆடாதீங்க, துன்பத்திலையும் வாடாதீங்க. So, as I was thinking, this is what Swami said, you know, happiness and sadness, be neutral. And this neutral actually comes from within us. And to understand that is coming from within us, we need a certain degree of maturity, and it comes according to our age level. When we are young, we may not realize. As we are getting older and older, then we see that the happiness is not on the things that we are getting, but seeing people around us are happy, and automatically we are becoming happy. So it is not the thing. And if you look also further, Swami always, he never gets anything. He only gives and gives and gives. So when we get something, our happiness are short-lived. And if you start giving and sharing, our happiness will last very, very long. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. So I think just to add to what brother is saying, we are actually on a journey. Spirituality is a journey. It's not a destination. So wherever we are, it's what brother said, whatever age we are, it's a journey that we are going. So we need not compare with anybody else. We just take our journey and move on and then continue with that. Thank you, Sairam.
Thanks, Uncle. I think there's one question in the chat. We'll take this as the last question, and then we will finish it off. So there's a question from Auntie Ambika here. How to continue to be in joy and happiness when we are hit by turbulence, especially at the moments when we are focusing on the positive, we are tested more. This is by Sister Anjula. Yes, and so how do we continue to be in joy even when we are hit by turbulence?
How would I say? Actually, we cannot live in a fairy tale world and say that there is a turbulence right now. There's some really sad news in the family, and I'm going to be jumping all over. I cannot do that one. Correct, or not? So as humans, as people, as beings, when such challenges come, they do give us a certain sense of feeling and drag us down. But the question is, how long? That's all. And if we, you see, either we live in the past or we live in the future. So we are always told, try to be in the current, try to be in the moment. Because if you just try to imagine morning till now, how much time did we spend in the past? That means the past, and worst of all, we always concentrate generally on the past that did not make us elated. So we live in the past that drags us down, and we live in the fear of the future that we don't know what is going to happen. And so our day is in between the past and the future, and both are not helpful. So if I'm in turbulence right now, right, I just give an example. The other day, Brother Murthy called and says, "Brother, we are having study circle, can you cut up?" I could have said, no, I'm very tight for time. I can use the time for whatever job I'm doing. But I didn't say that because I said, yes, I know the Lord is there, the Lord will manage it. And I got no fear for the future that one day the study circle date will come, and it has come, it's gone now, it's going already. So in that instant, I just said to myself, the Lord will make it happen. I don't want to think that I'm busy, I have no time, nothing. And I know that it will happen. So during turbulence time, we have to know that even this will pass, the light is there, and how long it will take to pass depends on how we think. Reality is there. Sometimes we get hit so hard that it takes such a long time to get out of it. But during that duration, are we in pain or are we suffering? That's the question. In pain, we cannot avoid because pain is physical. Whether we are suffering, we can avoid. So that's all I can share. But really, life is real. All these do happen, and we have to overcome. It's not a bed of roses. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Uncle. Akka, I hope it answers your question. Angela Akka?
Angela?
Answered well. It's in the chat box. Okay.
Uncle, it did answer it. Yes.
Okay, wonderful.
Thank you so much, Uncle Reddy. Thank you for your time. And we really appreciate the fact that you was willing to spend your time with us and, to spend this an hour and a half. We are slightly behind time. Slightly delayed, but I think everyone enjoyed the session. So no problems at all here. And we really thank you so much, Uncle.
I should also thank you. I'm blessed to have had the opportunity to have this chat with all of you with the wonderful answers. And, it was really enjoyable.
Thank you so much, Uncle. Thank you very much. And thank you everyone for joining us today. Our next study circle session will be next month, about a month from now. So do stay tuned for that as well. We'll give notices as we come closer to the date. Okay. Thank you so much. We will end with our usual prayers, and let's keep our microphones muted and do pray along with us. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.